Hello, dear listeners. It's good to be back with another episode of Remotely Speaking. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the digital nomad lifestyle. This is a topic that is very close to my heart since I've lived in different countries. I've come across with a lot of digital nomads, and their pieces of advice or their lifestyle and their experience is very interesting to listen to. So I'm very excited to present to you our guest that will share his experience and of this amazing thing of working while traveling. So our episode's guest is Diogo Cunha. He's here to provide us with his expertise, answer some questions, tell his story, and share some very interesting things and aspects about the digital nomad lifestyle. Diogo is a digital nomad for over 12 years, and he is a digital marketing specialist and had already collaborated with brands such as Coca-Cola or Parfois. He's also the founder of Nomad Digital. He's also the founder of Nomad Digital because, as he says on his LinkedIn profile, he's a remote work lover. Good morning, Diogo. How are you? Thank you for joining us. We're really happy to have you here. How are you?
Thank you, Fred. I'm okay. Hi, everyone.
Great. Diogo, before we get started, and so we present a little bit of your experience, are you in Portugal right now?
I am in Porto, up north.
Up north. Okay. So how is it going in Porto, and how is it going this? When was the last time you were abroad, or you want to share a little bit of your most recent months?
My recent month was a crazy experience in my life, but I used to live here in Portugal mostly. I'm a little bit different than the normal digital nomads because they are all moving to Bali and surfing with the palm trees. No, I love my country, so I don't know why. I just kept here traveling up and down, and because if I want to go surfing, I go to Algarve or going to Alentejo in the south of Portugal. If I want to like work, being inspired with the surroundings, I came to north. So that's why I'm now in Porto, because I need to work and I'm developing a conference, online conference. So I came to Porto for the last 2 months, I think. And I really appreciate this place to create because the city for itself makes me feel so much inspired and creative. And I don't have that in Lisbon nowadays. I have to be a little bit in Portugal yet because I have something, and sometimes I have offline meetings because I'm an actor as well. So better than traveling and have to return by plane, I prefer to stay in Portugal for a while because I have different things to do here in the country. So I'm not that digital nomad concept to travel the world with a computer because I didn't yet, but I will for sure. But I didn't yet. I did it in my own country only for now.
Yeah, but that's an interesting point about when we talk about a nomad lifestyle is that we automatically think that, okay, in order to be a nomad, a digital nomad, or not in order to, but when we think about the concept, we automatically think about, okay, people living around the world or changing from country to country or from continent to continent year after year. And you can be a digital nomad while living in your own country, regardless of the dimension of the country, whether if it's Portugal, that is a small country in dimension, or whether if it's the United States or Brazil or Australia. So being a digital nomad, you can be a digital nomad in your own country, right?
True. I think it's not about the country. It's about what you do and the mindset you change while you work. Because as you said, I create the Nomad Digital platform, whatever, 5 years ago. I put it in 12 because since I was freelancer all the time, I was like, I'm a digital nomad since ever because I work remote most of the time with my clients as a freelancer. And after my travel to Vietnam, because I did it as well.
You did travel.
Of course. I had some clients back in time and I was like traveling with my backpack, but I was a backpacker. I was not a digital nomad, not even a worker. I was a backpacker without money in my pocket. With some clients I can deal every day, but I did not. So when I returned back home, all the clients just fired me because I was bad during that time. So they felt a little bit, you know, this freelancer don't want to work, he wants to travel. So they fired me. And I create the Nomad digital platform. At the beginning, it was like a blog where I found some research about working remote, the best companies to work remote, and even I found so many Portuguese digital nomads around the world, and we had like a podcast every week, and you can share our strengths, our fears, our difficulties. Not nowadays, because there's one good thing the pandemic brought us. This working remote, so everybody now can work remote and knows how to. Well, not to know, but at least they tried a little bit of remote work. But yeah, I was a freelancer. I do digital marketing mostly, but I am a creative copywriter. And I was a freelancer to advertising agencies. And I realized they ask me to go to the offices and they pay me so bad because they pay me with a Portuguese thing called recibos verdes.
Yeah.
so,
We're not gonna
so
go.
I had
Yeah, we're not gonna go through that concept, but yeah, we all get the point, right?
yeah, I had to pay my own taxes. I had to pay my own security, social security. So why I went to the
Yeah,
offices,
yeah.
and so I shift my mind. And nowadays, someone wants meeting with me. The first meet will be online only. The first meet will be online. I love offline meetings as well, but like the first introduction, the first exploration meeting will be through online because I don't want to move. Otherwise, I will change my entire day for something I don't know if it's good or not, or it fits with me or not. So I develop a lot of anxious and blah 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 about mental health because it's like a meeting. It's not the time you have the meeting. It's the time you have to commute to the meeting, to prepare to yourself to the meeting. You also have that remotely, but it's easier because I'm in my comfort zone. Even I'm switching all the time, so I put myself not in the comfort zone
Yeah.
often because I'm switching places.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things about being a nomad, digital nomad. Yeah, you constantly step out of your comfort zone, in particular ways. And let me just add, let me just start with my first question, which is that touches a topic that you a while ago that you start mentioning, which is okay, and it's a good starting point. In your opinion and with your experience, what would you consider to be the good and the bad sides of digital nomad life? If you not that we need to put things in black and white, okay? So these things
Mm-hmm.
are positive, these things are negative. But what would you say in terms of okay, what are the and for people who are listening and want to know more about digital nomads and not digital nomad lifestyle? What would you say in terms of okay, what are the good and the bad sides, if any, of digital nomad lifestyle?
Now, of course, everything have like good and bad things, and the digital nomad's lifestyle, I think the greatest you
Mhm.
can change because you need to change or you want to do something else besides being sitting in your comfortable house and paying a monthly rent
Mhm.
and buy new couches and new TV. So I want to be creative. I come to Porto because in Porto I feel creative. I want to chill, relax, and enjoy a nice time close to the beach. I go to the south and I want to just like chill, having surf, yoga. So it depends what I need in my current life. I switch places.
Okay.
So that's one of the greatest thing about the digital nomad
So
lifestyle.
that's what drives you. So is it a matter of mood or maybe something even deeper? Not just okay, I'm in a mood for a beach. Okay, I'm gonna go to Algarve and surf. So what actually makes you stay in Porto for a certain number of weeks or months, and then suddenly okay, let's move on.
Yeah, it's a need. I have that need. So I need the time to think. I prefer to go close to the beach.
Mhm.
So because you have more time to think, You are more able to think as well. If I want to like produce and work in my computer, sometimes it's better to me come to North because it's a chill town. I have some friends, but I don't have like my childhood friends. So it's
Yeah.
like new people I met in my life. So it's like not so crazy friends.
Yeah.
In Lisbon, it's a little bit more crazy friends. So we met, well, in the past, but nowadays it's quite impossible. But we met almost every weekend, and we drink together and blah blah. And the party is hard. Here, the party is not so hard because I'm focused
Yeah.
on work.
Yeah.
And even a city for itself just inspires me a lot, because Porto and Lisbon are completely different towns, and people from here are a little bit more arty, and I really appreciate to create beautiful things in my job. So being here surrounded by different people, more artists, helps me to create a different kind of projects. But
Okay.
of course there's some bad things, and I think the biggest bad thing is your mental health, because you are alone. Well, I am single. There's people traveling together as a couple, digital nomad as a
Yeah.
couple, but I am single. Well, sometimes it's good because I am single and I'm living in a hotel, so I met completely new people and different people from me all the time. But there always a moment then you realize, oh man, maybe I should find someone, or maybe I should be able to find someone. But I'm constantly switching places, so my lifestyle doesn't fit with everyone. So it's tricky.
Do
Mental
you,
health
do
speaking,
uh,
it's
uh,
tricky.
yeah. Do you think there's some loneliness
Of course.
associated with the digital nomad life?
Completely. That's why I develop that platform with Portuguese people who works remote to meet every week. And it was like a support group for a while. Everybody was helping each other with the difficulties. The mental health is the biggest difficulties nowadays.
So
Not even
basically create a community where people can
say
empathize with each other because they're all in the same boat somehow, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And the loneliness is the thing. Yeah, that's why nowadays I'm living in a hotel. That's why it's cool living in co-livings where you have the co-working space aggregated to the hotel. So you're part of the community, and you feel you are part of the community. So it's cool. It's really nice when you understand your difficulties. And to me, the loneliness and all the mental health aspects of being alone, working alone, just work remote with others, don't have so often, like don't have so offline meetings often. But and the opposite, you have the people who surround you. They want you good because it's their jobs. Also, the workers from the hotel, the community, they are working as well, so you can share projects with another colleagues, co-work colleagues who live with you
Yeah.
here. So
Mhm.
yeah, well,
It's also
since I
networking. It's also great for networking.
yeah, I have an American client now because I met him through a wine thing in Lisbon in the hotel.
Wine
And
tasting and
yeah, exactly. We are sharing a bottle, and he talked about his product, and I really like his product. And I asked him if he needs someone to help, and yeah, he wanted. And yeah, it's like puts life easy on the work perspective, because
and relationships became less formal, right? So
mhm. And to
that,
me, it's super important, like the empathy. When you create some good empathy with others, it's everything. It's better.
yeah. Now that's great. And I asked you before about what drives you as a digital nomad, but I want to go a little bit deeper on that.
Mm.
So in terms of what drive, and you said there was a need. What's your motivation? Okay, what's behind that need?
It's
Uh,
freedom. It's the freedom. I feel free. I control my day. I do not control my life, but I can control my day. At least working like a job, like how many hours I have to work, I can control. So I feel free. I feel I have the freedom to appreciate life, and I live to live. I'm not live to work. So I work to
Yeah.
live. That's I think that's what I
Yes.
drive me.
People live to work and some people work to live.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I
you
do
work.
the opposite. I want to work to be able to live, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
because we need everything, and we have to share our time. Well, not share. We have to change. I not change. How does that mean? We have to
Adapt.
adapt our
Yeah.
time and work to gain money in order to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. What you're saying is that in my personal case, I can definitely empathize. Although we work in different business sectors, but I've done different things in several countries. And when you say about being free and the fact that the feeling or that you have of, okay, I can work anywhere, it's
Mm-hmm.
freeing. So there is a sense of freedom, and it's freeing to wake up. And I think that's what you were saying in some way. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is that okay? You like the feeling of waking every day, and okay, if tomorrow I want to wake up in a different city, in a different geography, I can.
Mm-hmm. True, but not only you moving. I think. Well, I understand the digital nomad concept, like people on a beach with a laptop in a lap. It's not true. It's like it's the lifestyle, it's the concept, it's the Google images when you just type digital nomad. But that okay, absolutely, I can move tomorrow if I want. Okay, but my point is, I have the freedom of. I was having a meeting today, and I was sharing with someone when I was 18 years old. I used to work in a clothes company like Inditex, Zara, and whatever.
Mhm.
And I was 18 years old, opening the store because I was responsible to open the store. But I never I came to open the store without even went to the bed because I was like drinking and party the night before. And nowadays, on I am 35 years old already. Nowadays, I can't do both because I have no energy to do both. When I was like 20, yeah, I can party and after I can go to work because I have the energy for that. But nowadays I can't. And I like to party and I like to work as well. Well, I have the freedom and I can control my life a little bit. Sometimes I go for a party and other times I can work. And if I go to a party and the next day
And
it's a weekday,
at the
I
party.
know I will not work. So I have that freedom, I have that freedom to choose, okay, today is a party day. Besides it's Saturday, Monday, or Wednesday, whatever. It's like I want it. My body wants everything around me is created to enjoy this time. So I work later.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have to be focused and like a nice week of job of working and blah blah blah. But my point is not about you traveling the world and you have the freedom to travel the world. My point is you have the freedom to appreciate the time, the moment, the present. That's why I love to be a digital nomad.
Yeah, and that's very interesting because I mean, I was asking in terms of what drives you and your motivation, and that's something that, like anything else, like with everyone has different motivations. So in your case, it's
Hmm.
about okay, I want to party, I want to, and all the things that you said, not just partying, of course, but even if it was. And some people, it's about the traveling. It's about, okay, I want to explore different countries. I want to explore different cultures, and I want to be exposed to different situations. So the motivations can change from person to person. So when this is also important to demystify the whole concept of digital nomad as
Hmm.
just one big concept that implies the same motivations for everyone, and it's not, right?
And I
So
want to travel as well. I think the travel is the most beautiful thing in life.
mhm.
So of course I want to travel. And since I can work whatever, yeah, I will travel for sure. But
Let me ask you
yeah,
one thing, Diogo. Yeah, is there such a thing as which are the professions that you think are
mm,
most suitable for this type of lifestyle, the digital nomad lifestyle? Would you say that it's a matter of also professions? Some professions are more suitable, or it has nothing to do, or not so much about professions, it's more about the personality and the type of person you are? Or would you say that some professions are actually more suitable for this lifestyle?
well, yeah, it's a really nice question. Of course, it's the easy answer is yeah, IT people, technology people, marketing people, people who work on the computer already and they are going to the open offices for company open offices. They are easy because it's just a computer. Everything is online. But I would say everyone can. Even someone who just like build shoes or hairdressers can as well, because it's really a lifestyle. It's you change your mind. So you just need a computer to promote your services, and you can cut air everywhere, and you
Mhm.
can have like a brand. This is my creative part talking already, but you can create a brand, and you are a hairdresser on the move, for example, but you have to promote yourself online. So are you
You
going?
make it visible for other people, your
Yeah,
product.
exactly. The
Yeah.
point is there's some professionals that are more suitable because it's like easy. They already do, just they just change the environment, the offline environment.
Yeah.
But there's also some changes you can do, like traditional professions. You don't have to be you don't have to be a marketeer or a developer, software developer, to work remote. You can cut hair. I think so, because you just have to adapt yourself with the mentality to create something through the internet. Because if you are going to a different place, you can promote yourself on that different place and get clients from there. And you
Mhm.
are a digital nomad as well, because you work remote. You are creating the path to go to a different place and try to have new clients there. Well, if the challenge is bigger than you are established in a place, of course it is. But also you can establish yourself online. So
Yeah.
your home, instead of being a street or something, could be an Instagram account, could be a Facebook account. So your home, it's different than you are established on a street. So you should change your mind. You should shift the traditional thinking to create a little bit more like branding stuff online, because a nice brand sells everything.
It's very
And
interesting. It's very interesting what you're saying. Also, for our listeners who are, and the message you're passing to our listeners, because at this point maybe they're listening and they're like, okay, I would love to be a digital nomad, but given the nature of my profession, maybe I can't do it, and maybe that's not true.
no,
Okay,
it's not true at all.
maybe
It's not
what
true
you're
at
saying.
all.
Yeah, maybe what you're saying is that some professions, given its nature, are more technological
Uh-huh.
and therefore more suitable, or not necessarily more suitable, but easier to start with just a computer in front of you. And other,
Exactly.
but
Others, you have to think a little bit further and see what happens next, but you can. Just can. I think everyone can have freedom while they work. And she
it's a
could be
very
an hairdresser or she could be a software developer.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very strong message, and it's really important what the pieces of advice and that you're sharing is that okay, people out there, don't let yourself be attached to that thought of okay, my profession is it is what it is, and I cannot innovate it, and I cannot do something more digitally regarding my profession. So that's very strong message and really good actually. Tell me one thing, Diogo. Is it really possible to work from anywhere?
Yeah, of course. You just need a nice internet connection. There's some places better than others to work from. If you want to work, don't go to Asia because I did not go there. Go to London or something to work, like bed climb, like raining all the time to work. Now, of course, it is possible to work from everywhere since you have internet connection.
Well, like your sweatshirt says, everything is possible. Well, it's not actually what it says, but
exactly.
we get, we get the point. We get the point. Do you have any what are your tips for moving to a new city? I can also go a little bit further and ask to your tips to moving to another country. But since you've been moving more within Portugal, what are your tips for moving for people who are actually starting their career or want to start their career, or if we want to call it just a lifestyle, not necessarily a career, as digital nomads? Your tips from moving to another city or to a new city?
Yeah, I think regardless if it's a country or not, you need time. You don't you can't switch places often. You have to work, so you need times. I prefer traveling like 3, 4, 6 months and being in a place. Mm-hmm. And for sure, the first 2 weeks I don't want to work. At least I don't want to have like obligations to do with others, because I need to discover the surroundings. I need to find the supermarket, the closest supermarket, like the small details. Where's the laundry? Everything you need to your daily life. You are adapting to a new place, and it's completely strange for you. So it's cool, you know. You have to be curious about it, and you have to walk all the neighborhood to find the places and like really discover where you are because you are in a new place, and easily you will adapt yourself to a new environment. And after, you have more motivated to work because you are in a different place, and you're enjoying more being sitting and working in your computer. But I think the most greatest tip I can give to someone who's changing places often, it's take time, close your agenda for 2 weeks when you are moving, because you need to find where the supermarket is, you need to find the price of a good wine, and it takes time. This takes time. So you need time to enjoy
where are the best parties?
Yeah. Where are the best parties? The community you want to be surrounded of, where the coworker, why this coworker and not another one. So you have small details you need to think not before you move. I prefer move and think instead of planning everything. Otherwise, like it's a pain in the ass planning everything. I like to plan my day, like my weekly, my days weekly. But I mean, when I am in the place, I don't want to like planning when I am not in the place yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I prefer to close my agenda and just discover the world when I'm moving. And if you see, like, we are having 2 weeks vacations, during 6 months. You know, it's like it's nothing. It's like you take vacations. You just take your vacations, and you are moving. So it's like I am moving. So I take like 2 weeks of vacation here first, and I will discover the new place. And after, the difference is I will not return back home to work in a company. I can work in the place I just was in vacation, and now it's where I live.
Yeah. actually those tips are not any different from anyone who wants, regardless of being a digital nomad or not, from moving to another country or another city to another one.
Exactly.
Actually, when I moved to country, I went a bit before, just to get to know the whereabouts and the surroundings, and like you said, things like the supermarket, or taking care of the bank account if that's the case, or where are the
Exactly.
health insurance, or so you always go before, just to actually, you're not on holidays, you're not on vacation, you're just not actually putting your hands on straight away on work itself. You're just getting more acquainted to your new environment, and you're stepping out of your comfort zone. So you're getting more comfortable within that uncomfortable zone. So that's definitely also a very important tip. How do for people also listening to us? It's this is I think this is really important. How do you find, because we talk about communities? How do you find? How do you find? What do you do in order to? How do you find digital nomad communities?
Yeah, nowadays it's easier. Back in the time, I was like adding a lot of Facebook groups in my Facebook account, and digital nomads groups are really interactive groups. People talk about a lot about everything. Like sometimes someone have a place to rent, they want to share a rent or a drive. Someone needs a rides for a different place, and that kind of groups are really active. Nowadays, you have so many businesses who do it for you, and once you found a chain, you just kept with them, because the people who they attract is the one you want to meet. So nowadays I rely on digital nomad businesses. Could be a co-living, could be an app. There's one app called Croissant, for example. There's cool co-working spaces. So nowadays I can rely a little bit more on the businesses. I don't wanna do it all by my own. So I prefer to rely on the businesses and say, okay, cool. I like that community. I like that what they are doing, like the environment where they do the meetings. So I rely a lot nowadays. I rely a lot on businesses.
Is it a lot of work to actually search for those communities?
Saying
Yeah.
in the past was because it's everything is new. Everybody was starting everything. You have a few businesses growing, but not in Portugal, like remote here, for example. So and not with the Portuguese money as well, because I work to Portugal. I used to work to Dubai, but yeah, even the income, it's a Portuguese income, so it's not suitable for some businesses. But nowadays, the digital nomad businesses are a little bit more affordable as well, so, because there's more options, and we are developing a village in Madeira. So there's so many options nowadays, and I am so inside already. So it's easy to find the communities nowadays for me. But yeah, back in the time was difficult to find someone like me. And after, Frederico, after you will try to start choosing what you do. For example, friends of mine went to Las Palmas because you want to play volleyball, beach volleyball. There's a big community there. For sure, I wanna travel, but I want to travel while I'm doing some theater workshops. So my point, it's not like always being inside a work community, a business community, but you can also be inside a different kind of communities, and you are, and that's I think, mental health speaking again, it's better for you, because you can find a different community, but not like business community, like networking community, entrepreneurship community, because sometimes it's just too much as well. So I prefer to being surrounded by creative people.
It can be overwhelming to
Absolutely.
deal with all
And
the
And even in the theater community, for example, I prefer to be the one who do entrepreneurship or digital marketing, and they have different backgrounds, so we can learn a lot instead of being like a table of digital marketeers. You know, I don't, I don't want it. It's like it's something don't give me fun to enjoy my time.
Yeah, definitely. We are just wrapping up, and before we finish, and before I pass on again to you in terms of what are your next projects, or if you want to talk about it, for people who are listening to us and watching us, what would be your not necessarily piece of advice, but what would be the message that you want to pass on to people out there who are now listening to us and want to be a digital nomad or whatever you want to call it? What would be your message to some of our listeners that want to work from anywhere, or want to start a new venture or a new project remotely?
Do everything you want, but I think the great my piece of advice all the time is always the same. It's work to live instead of live to work. If you work to live, everything is better in your life in general. So whatever you want to do, just work to live instead of the opposite. If you do the opposite, yeah, you will be like 80 years old in your bed,
Can you? Yeah.
full of money, but without experiences. So if you work to live, everything is easier to do.
Yeah, it's more freeing, definitely. Diogo, thank you very much for your time. Anything you want to share in terms of your next projects or next city, or where you'll be at in a couple of weeks or a couple of months? If people want to reach out to you to get more pieces of advice or whatever, what's the easiest way to contact you or to get in contact with you?
Everywhere, since Instagram to LinkedIn, on even my phone on WhatsApp. So everywhere, actually everywhere.
Perfect.
I'm easy to get.
Once again, thank you very much for your time, for your pieces of advice, for sharing your experience. It was really great. For sure, people enjoyed listening to what you had to say, and I hope we can meet soon. Okay, whether it's face to face or in Porto or in Lisbon, so we can catch up. Okay, thank you very much, and see you soon.
Ciao.
That's it, guys. Thank you for listening to Remotely Speaking once again. Stay tuned for your next episode that will be released 2 weeks from now. So stay tuned, stay safe, and see you then. Bye-bye.